Hello, 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 everyone. We are live. It's your girls, Montique, Callie, and Dr. Joy, pre-PhD. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, reunion part 2 of season 7. How you ladies doing? I guess we'll start with that, and then we'll get down to it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'll,
All right.
I'll give it an 8. Quick.
Yeah. How would you
Really?
rate it?
Oh my God. Well, I have to be honest. I didn't watch the part with Jacqueline at the end. I don't know what happened to that. I would give it a 3.
That was the preview. That was just the preview. Oh,
Okay.
no, she did talk a
Yeah, I
little
thought
out
she
bit.
for a
did
minute.
because I was trying to catch it now. I'm thinking I didn't even know she was on here this much. But I didn't. I would give it like a 3. I didn't get anything
3.
out
I'm
of
gonna
it.
give it like a 7. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I just feel like I don't know. It just I don't know about Andy this one. Something about him.
I think that, or I'm gonna tell you what I don't like, and maybe this is what maybe we are kind of involved. Like I really think Andy is feeding off the audience.
Yes, me too.
Well, excuse me. Andy can't do right or wrong. I
He
mean,
can't.
it
That's
doesn't
true.
matter. Somebody's going to be against him. Somebody's going to be with him. I think he's really trying to listen to the audience and go from there. He's getting all this pushback because everybody is black except for him.
True.
He's made some not so good decisions, as we all have. So I'm ride or die Andy, though. I can't even lie.
I like Andy, but I just feel like Callie. I know I want to bring this up before we forget. I didn't watch the Carlos King thing, and he gets on my nerves reviewing them because some of the stuff he says is so hypocritical to me, and so I don't watch it. But you kind of gave us a synopsis of some things, and then there's some things going around where he said something about Giselle can't be civil rights because of she did something. Now, what did she do that wasn't civil rights? That's all I need to know.
They trying to talk about people supporting people. I think it's just utterly ridiculous. It was so silly. That girl ain't. She is. If she's protesting, she's out helping somebody. She ain't lead no protest.
So
and all of them talk black love to each other and will destroy each other with a blink of an eye.
So he's trying to say that if you are civil rights, then you
Hold on, I want
like
to read
people.
you.
Because if that's the case, Portia Luther King really shouldn't be leading the civil rights movement. And Giselle Daddy told us how he felt about Jamal. So therefore, people who in civil rights cannot like people. I don't understand. Is that what he's saying?
I want to read you verbatim what he said.
Okay,
I took so many notes.
Please.
I need to know.
Call. Hold on, just
Well, I ain't shared this thing. We got people on already. Hey, everybody.
Y'all got so many notes.
But it's okay.
So somewhere. And
then another thing you said when he was talking about how they mistreated Kenya.
So I'm just gonna go. We got a few minutes.
Yeah, we got because we're gonna talk about this.
Because I got 2 pages of notes on Carlos.
Oh shit! Okay.
Let's do that at the end. Of all, let's do that at the end.
Well, we're not starting now, Joy.
Okay, I don't care. Ahead. Either way.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Are you ready or no? You're not ready?
I can go through all of it, but I didn't get to highlight the
okay, we'll let you highlight. I'm gonna go ahead. All right.
Let me just tell y'all real quick.
Okay.
He started the call off with, I am fired up. I am very angry. I am very disappointed with what was displayed on the Real Housewives of Potomac Part 2 reunion. I am just disgusted.
I can't finna stand him. That's what my cousin used to say when he couldn't stand somebody. I can't finna stand him because he's a hypocrite. But we'll talk about that later.
All right.
I hadn't even shared this. We got so many people on, but I will in a minute. So let's get into when I think it started off and Robin said to Candace, because I felt like this was something I wanted to address, so I put it first. You don't want us to talk about something on the show. So then it cut to Robin and Andy talking about why she didn't bring up the Juan situation on the show. What do you feel about that? Do you feel like they are apples and oranges, apples and apples? Do they compare?
I think they're ridiculous because at one point they're saying Wendy and Candace don't be talking about rumors in the blogs because that's not, even though it's happening, don't mention what's in the blogs. And also don't mention on camera what happened the last time or at reunion on camera because for whatever reason. But your husband is cheating on you 5 months ago, but I want you to mention it on camera right now.
Right. That's how I felt too.
You can't be on both ends. Yeah, that blog had came out 2 months ago or a month before, a couple of months before. But when Giselle mentioned it, it was an issue. Same thing with Candace. She's saying that Giselle waited until the camera was rolling and then mention what happened with her and Chris. And then here we are on the other end. They're saying, hey, 5 months ago, why ain't you mentioning it 5 months later when you start filming? Because there's a couple things we know for fact. That girl's email had a date on it, which was November of 2021.
Right.
It was November of 21. We know for a fact that they didn't film until March to spring of that year. So they wanted her to mention something that happened 5 months ago, but they don't want Giselle to mention what happened 6 months ago or 2 months ago with Wendy in the blogs. You can't have it both ways.
I just feel like, because I feel like Robin brought the little speaker out or whatever. She brought it out. Candace didn't bring it out that she said all this. Right. Robin had to bring it out. So why do they feel like Robin needs to bring out her crap? Robin thought somebody was gonna bring it up.
Right. They are essentially mad because they didn't do their own due diligence.
Okay.
Like, period. It's not, I've been saying that. I said that's why I always justify. You could tell that it has to be another Giselle on this show. Because there is no reason why her and Wendy hadn't talked that whole season. Because another person like Giselle would have been nosy, like, what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all sitting on both ends? Y'all gonna do this the whole, you have to have people like that. And Giselle is nosy. So if I heard y'all taking a shower together, you taking a shower with the girl? So that's Giselle. That ain't her fault. Everybody else want to play it safe. That's another reason why we having problems with this group. I think Wendy and Candace this season didn't want to give us a scene. And I ain't mad at them for that because they feel like they've been villainized and they don't want to fall into a stereotype. But they kind of should embrace it and let's have fun with it. I would. Just look at Kenya. I can't stand Kenya, but she
Team Twirl.
Really admit Giselle plays the same place that Kenya, and I hate admitting that out loud. Y'all know how hard
to an extent.
Speaking of Kenya,
oh Lord.
All right, so oh God, when we got to talking about Kenya, and it made me think about Portia and
Carlos.
Okay,
Carlos gets on my nerves.
He said that Kenya was not always treated fairly. More of the things that happened to her bad, he said, were off camera, so we didn't see it. But he said she got treated really, really badly. We knew that.
He the main one that treated her badly because when Portia done dragged the girl down the corridor, he went and picked up Portia. He didn't go pick up Kenya.
He sure did. He's the one. If y'all go back and rewatch this
Carlos Luther King.
He's the one that picked Portia up and walked her off the stage.
Who we talking? We talking about Andy?
He was really upset with how
Carlos King actually carried Portia off.
He picked her up and
he broke his back to pick this girl up.
How Kenya was doing.
Oh, that was Carlos?
That was Carlos King. Wait a minute. The first time I realized that, I just cracked up out loud.
When he says Kenya was treated badly, I think some of us would agree. But what he failed to say is, and I was a part of the team that treated her bad.
Part of it. That's why I can't stand him doing these reviews because
I'm like, Carlos, I'm waiting
he expects them to do stuff that his ass won't even do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like sitting there like, what? Are you going to mention what you did?
So a lot of people are bringing up the uterus comment. So let's go on and go to it. The dwindling uterus. Are you okay? So she's saying, Candace said that instead of Giselle talking about her dwindling uterus, she brought up this thing. But she did talk about it. And Giselle, even like I said to y'all, even though I didn't know this was going to happen, say, well, I cannot make production show stuff.
Right.
So therefore, she did film about it.
Yeah.
Well, but if we didn't see it, we don't know it. You know what I mean?
But I'm sure she did. They pick what they want. And this Chris thing, even though they tried to make it die down, they kept going.
Well, if y'all noticed, Giselle stopped talking about it. That's really it was more of this online than it actually was on the show. Because Giselle, once she finished with Karen, she never mentioned it again. It was Candace and her venom that we saw in confessionals that kept it going and what she was doing online. But Giselle, I think Giselle realized she's actually is much smarter than we think. And I go back to something she did twice. Giselle, I think when she noticed that this was going to be a thing, when I say she refused to talk about it, she refused to talk about it. And it's two scenes that prove my point. There was a scene at Karen's birthday when they were all in white, and Karen and Candace was going around the table asking questions, and Candace was goading her. She was literally goading her, saying people that's planning, they're just Satan. She was saying that at the table, and Giselle was on the end. Yeah, and when she asked her a question, Giselle said she refused. She did it again when they were in Miami, and Candace was talking crap, and Giselle, she just did like that. She did not. She wasn't going to. She's much smarter than I think she was. She did not want to make this a thing herself, which is why most of the season, she, particularly when they were in a group, stayed out of the group.
Right. So, wait a minute. I hit the wrong thing, y'all. So, TV says Giselle kept talking about it. No, I don't think she did. I felt like it moved to Deborah.
No, yes, it did. Giselle never mentioned it after she went to see Karen. She didn't mention it in her confessional. She didn't mention it. And she did talk about it online when people asked her questions. But it was Candace and Chris. It was really Chris.
He's still going at it. He likes this attention, and I ain't mad at him because you do it while the iron is hot. Strike, strike. So go ahead, Chris. Strike it on.
But I do think that Chris was more mad about the Deborah stuff than he was the Giselle stuff.
But people assumed it was about, because the sexual assault comment, which was ridiculous to me, by both Candace, because even Giselle in an interview had mentioned it. Like, I don't know where this, I never accused that man of anything. She in interviews, like, I don't even know where this is coming from. But Candace,
the sexual assault thing is coming from because they say he touched
talking about
the butt.
Chris would admit that he was talking about Deborah.
Because I have it. Me and Chris had an exchange, and I even said to him, Chris, nobody even thought about that. Like, unless if you wouldn't have said that, that wouldn't have never crossed.
Nobody has talked about because every time production kept showing it, it was negating it. So even if she talking about she touched him, if we ain't hear her say it, and we talk about some third hand information, because literally at this point it's third hand. Because Deborah told Ashley, who told Giselle, that whole group who told everybody.
Yes.
But Ashley never said that though. Like
but everybody thought she did. They even went back and showed clips at the reunion, and everybody in their confessional was like, "Yeah, she said he touched us." Didn't he think he said he touched?
Yeah, but all Ashley actually said was he was like
leaning over.
Like she never said that. She mimicked it, but it wasn't
didn't
as far
say
as
any words. She just physically leaned.
But
literally is what she did.
That's the point. Everybody thought that's what happened, and they fixed it. They said, "Oh, okay." They didn't argue about it. They didn't say, "Well, that's what you said." They let it go. So I don't understand why. I mean, it shouldn't have been said. I get that, but why continually?
Well, I didn't understand it once they cleared it up, because production has been very kind to Chris this season. Because even if I'm not saying that it was no reason for them not to, I'm just saying they have been very kind to him. As a matter of fact, I've never seen that amongst whatever on any housewife show.
I don't know. Why do y'all think that production is like that? D, do you have a thing that you think?
I just think that this situation could have gotten like serious with like all the accusations that was being thrown out and stuff like that. So I think that's why they were on it so heavily. Like
Yeah, I
that.
agree with that. Yeah,
I think so too. I agree with
And
that.
then
I
after
feel like,
all, after all of the scandals with Michael and the touching of the buds and all that,
yeah.
they did not have time for that this year, baby. They
I
already
also
going through the
think
stuff with the black and racism topics and colorism topics, baby. They weren't trying to have sexual assault on top of that too.
I agree.
I also think though that there is an element of give back to Candace because of season 5.
What? Who am I being shady with?
Do
I
you
ain't been
really
shady
think
yet.
that, Joy?
Huh?
Do you really think production said, let's ease off her this season?
I do. I feel like they really
they
are
did it to
catering to
Candy.
Candace.
They're
are
honest
catering.
about it.
They
Yeah,
are
did it to
throwing
Candy?
around Candace.
Yeah, they gave back to Candy. The reason she got so many shows is because of that. That I heard this last one was the ending of their obligation with Candy.
Okay.
Why is everybody mad
I'm
because
just telling you,
Andy
I'm
made
glad I
Giselle
heard
talk?
that.
I don't understand. Like,
I don't know because I actually wanted.
Me too.
Let me bring it in, D. I think it's because it was a traumatic event, and she was kind of shaking and stuff, and she was like, I don't want to talk about it right now. And so when somebody goes to a traumatic event, maybe she wasn't ready to talk about almost dying or whatever happened. So maybe that's why. But I am happy that she talked about it because I do feel like people need to know what can happen when you go through that, because I didn't know what could happen. So
yeah, I agree. I don't understand. And we all know, baby, when she said we can talk about it later, Giselle was never gonna talk about that no more.
no, she's gonna talk about it one-on-one with Andy. Like she's gonna call him on the phone and tell him.
Right.
Yeah, but not on the show. No. So Carla said he was wrong. Why do you feel like he was wrong? I think they did. They gave Candace a lot of grace this season. I feel like even at the reunion, Andy letting her talk over everybody. Like,
yeah,
that's what's happening. Yeah. I mean, they can't even really
no mention of how she a mess still on Twitter. She worse on Twitter recently, but I'm like, they have, and that's okay. When I saw it, I was wondering because I thought they were going to give Wendy a bad hit because I remember thinking that very early on, like I don't, because you usually can pick that out in a couple of episodes where they going with the season, and sometimes I feel like there are people that I guess they listen to social media and they feel like so-and-so ain't never had no pressure on them. I can hear it coming with Garcelle on Beverly Hills. I can hear it brewing. Like everybody.
Did you? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I made a TikTok video earlier. I said, I guess Andy them been listening to the comments or something because he was holding Giselle to the fire, honey. After the pattern and all that. Like he has never really just like grilled Giselle about that before, or just the stuff or her being messy and starting drama and stuff like that. Like, I mean, he said it, but he was like on her. Like,
so if she stopped, what they gonna do? If she stops this, Potomac gonna go down the damn drain unless somebody picks it up.
I mean, we all know Ashley would do it if Giselle was to just like if Giselle was to just actually full on just talk about herself and her personal life and kind of stay away from the drama. I'm telling you, Ashley would definitely do it.
Production 100%. Gonna make her do it. Somebody's gonna have to do it.
Because Ashley just can't. Ashley can't help herself. Like Candace told her back on like season 3 at the reunion, she was like, Ashley, you live and breathe to talk shit about people. And that is so true because that's why I can't stand Ashley now. It's just like, girl, maybe if you would have tended to your own business, you would have got something out that marriage. But instead, you are always worried about what somebody else got going on.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because I think that I'm going to say this. It's just
she lied?
I said it last week.
Personally, think Ashley is lying. Yeah, I think that last year. I think that her and Michael got an agreement and she don't want to make him look bad. You kind of see it in the episode when she's apologetic, saying, "I'm sorry, I made him feel like a bad father." That whole speech. Then they say cut, and she leaned in and say, "Girl, he was getting on my nerve."
Right.
Today with like I think Michael don't want to look played, and if
That's
Ashley got to tap dance a little, she's willing to do that.
Ashley's line, it's her storyline. That's what I said last week. This is Ashley's storyline for next season. She getting stuff from that man. She too calm about it. She too carefree about it. She's sitting there like, oh, it's no big deal. If you thought you was finna lose your meal ticket and you know that you can't TikTok and make money, you're gonna have a problem. Because all she do is TikTok. So therefore, you know, seriously, that this
no, you're right. I just believe that I don't believe Michael does not want to look played. And he looks like a guy of bravado as well. So you have to appease them a little bit better. Yeah. I know you either get it or you don't. When you become a woman of a certain age, you get it.
Right. So everybody, so a lot of people feel this way. It's we all agree. Yeah, Ashley said she just gonna make y'all think that.
I was like, when some people was like, "Is she a loser?" I said, "Girl, where you signed up for that loser thing?"
I would lose. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about, and I know y'all think I talk about Karen, but I'm gonna talk about Karen right now. So what has Karen done, y'all? But sit on this couch beside Andy, but she needs to switch with Mia or Candace.
I mean, I don't know, guys. Andy. I feel this. I don't have anything to say. Y'all have y'all opinion about Karen. I feel the same way about Robin. Have felt the same way about Robin for years.
Robin ain't sitting next to Andy.
I'm talking about her seat.
We're talking about her position.
Karen has been gumming her dentures.
He always have Karen and Giselle as first seat.
No. Actually, Karen hasn't sat there before. That year that Wendy took Karen.
In another season, I think either somebody else sit beside him. I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't Karen.
She has always sat beside Andy.
No, I know she didn't the year that Wendy did.
It's been twice she has not.
Wendy ain't never. Wendy ain't. Oh, that was the only.
It's another time. It was in the earlier seasons. I think she on like
season 1. She sat next to him. So did season 2. She sat next to him season 3 as well. She sat next to him season 4. She only didn't sit next to him season 6. That's the only season. She always sat next to him before.
That's the only one that I remember.
That's another one because I remember saying, "Why is Karen not by him?" I don't think
there is a season that she sits in the middle, but I think that's last.
Matter of fact, I can call off the seating arrangements prior to that, but I'm not gonna do that because it's just too much. But
I'm gonna find it because it was more than one.
Let's go on.
But move on. I'm gonna find it. She don't always sit by him.
She literally has, but okay.
Karen said, I ain't said too. Okay, I said that she just gumming. So does Karen got new dentures, D? What do you think?
That's what people were saying, that they're shifty.
I don't got nothing to say, honey.
You can shade everybody, but we got to be equal opportunity.
Her body looked like she 30.
I just really haven't paid attention to her teeth like that either, though. So
she shouldn't wear her up like that. Karen is a very attractive woman, and it's her.
Yeah, I didn't like the hairstyle. I didn't like the dress either, though. Really like that. So
okay, when they wore the white. Ashley was by him. Karen was.
I thought so. It was another time.
Was Ashley first seat?
I'm looking. It looks like it in this picture.
I know that Wendy did. So she hasn't sat next to him. Giselle is the only one that's always sat next to Andy.
I'm going to look again.
But she does work for her money. Giselle does work. Say whatever you want. You don't like her, but we talk about her because she always in somebody else's business.
And she's the most talked about. And that's what I'm trying to say. This whole reunion, Andy has been talking to Giselle. So that's why I feel like Candace or Mia should be sitting beside him. Not her.
No, I don't think Candace should have. I really do think Mia should have.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I thought I was for sure.
Mia had drama all season.
I thought Mia
or Robin, because Robin is the one.
No, I wouldn't say Robin.
You might not like her, but she had drama from the first episode to the last.
I wouldn't say Robin.
She's the only one. Because even Giselle retreated at some point, which that's
I
why
wouldn't say Robin. Robin only had a few 5 minutes at the end of the season. Mia had almost the whole season.
She started off with Wendy. It started off a very
that
first
wasn't nothing
episode.
though.
She
Like
got
that
into
wasn't
with
nothing.
Wendy.
There wasn't nothing important that anybody cared about.
It don't matter. She caused drama from the beginning of
but she didn't deserve first seat over Mia.
Who didn't?
Yes.
Robin.
Oh no, not at all.
I would have thought. I remember thinking she would get first seat. I was surprised she did.
But okay,
no, Mia had drama the whole entire time. Like the most.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have I wouldn't have had an issue with either one. I think any of them would have been a good pick because they worked. I was surprised that even Mia was as far away as she was.
Okay, so anyway, let's move on. I have something else. So let's talk about Karen, since we on her, and her inspiration for her variety show.
Yeah, she's a tail and a fat mama's
Wait, what about it?
So first, she was inspired. Is Callie back? Let me look, because she's
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm looking up pictures, so y'all, if I'm all over the place. So first, she said that she was inspired by Wendy Williams. So then, when Andy started talking to her, she was inspired by Carol Burnett. And what's wrong with Karen's mouth? Yeah.
Well, look, Carlos King said, look, we don't need to hear about no cabaret show. Y'all could have spent that moment talking about colorism. What is going on over there at Bravo?
What Karen had to say something. Well, I think maybe she's going to be with Sharice, because if not, Karen has done nothing this reunion.
Yeah, has
so
to
one
get
thing
into
we
it
do
with
agree
Sharice.
on.
You know she's going to get into it with
She's
Sharice.
in the wrong chair. We do agree on that.
But I didn't hear this apology that Karen, Robin said that girl was so apologetic, like, because they ain't even got into it. They done spent 2 episodes, right? And we ain't even heard about them 2 feuds. They just learned anything. And we got
maybe they saving it for like maybe they're saving it.
Maybe they're waiting till Sharice comes.
Yeah,
so maybe.
No, Sharice is there. You know she filmed. Yeah,
well, I know, but she's not on the. She's hasn't been on the stage yet.
Okay.
And then the picture. So I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I be knowing, but anyway, go ahead.
What was that picture? What was that? Their last reunion outfits?
That was in white. So so next week will be 90 minutes because they're going to include the Robin.
But and they got to get the Robin stuff. It's just too much at the end. I just thought about that. They spent too much time on something.
So let me,
maybe it was Karen.
Okay, can we talk about Wendy's segment?
Let me see where I'm at. Okay, I'm getting there, D. I was right there.
Okay.
So Andy, I'm saying you in my mind. So Andy talks to Wendy. He asked her about her health, and then he said, "You're doing this, you're doing that, and then you're thinking about being in the restaurant business, which is very volatile. Why would you do that with all the stuff that you're going through?" Do y'all really think she was going to do the restaurant?
No, I just think she was just interested in the idea.
Now do we have somebody
to Happy Eddie was not giving up no more money to them little businesses.
How is her candles? I mean, like, can she?
All three of their candles was doing good. All three of them, her, Mia, and Karen's candles.
And
were
how do you
selling
define doing good?
Like they were selling out.
How do you know? Are you trying to buy
because
them?
Because they
you know,
sold out? I'm in groups and stuff on Potomac, and then I follow them. Like all three of theirs was selling out. I know for sure when they was first came about last season when they first was doing them for sure. Then now I don't know about now, but I know then for sure. And and people even in the groups and stuff like that I'm in on Facebook have talked about like Karen's fragrance and stuff like that does sell in the stores in Maryland.
Yeah, it does sell, but are they on the shelves? Are they selling or are they just on the shelves?
I mean, ain't that what that means? You know, if they're selling, that means people are purchasing.
Yeah, but you know, you got to sell so many before you actually see a profit. So,
well, yeah, that's true too.
You know, Melody sells out every hour, honey. I believe her because she
But
don't
she's
even
not in the
waste
store.
time with the second order or whatever. Her stuff, when she sell out, you can best believe she'll have some new stock in within 24 hours.
Well, I'm just going off of what the people say.
But then I think Wendy is different because she's e-commerce, where Karen's in the store. And sometimes it's better to be e-commerce because you don't have to pay to have your stuff on those shelves, right?
And what's her candle was $100 or something like that?
Karen's was. I don't know about.
I'm sorry, I'm not buying no Ladoom, nothing.
I'm not either. No, okay, but anyway. So let's get to her segment. D, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about when Giselle said she didn't like her? Where we going?
I mean, I feel I'm the whole scene bag. More so with the Mia stuff. Not necessarily. I mean, that's a part of it, but more so that because that was really the main entree. That kind of just came in, which was some bullshit. But
okay, so what D is talking about, I do believe, is when Mia said that. Wendy had sexual relations with Peter. Is that what you're talking about? I got to Bill Clinton it up a little bit.
Okay. I mean, I love Mia, but I really don't believe that she said.
No, it was more so about the whole fight. I kind of like
the look on Mia's face. The look on Mia's face says she was making that move.
Yeah.
So y'all don't believe that they'd had the cookies in the restaurant?
No.
Listen, no.
I think Wendy is probably one of the few housewives that I can see actually likes her damn husband.
That's true.
And her husband likes her.
Well, why you think Mia says stuff like that? Because that's
just because she knows she was wrong. That's why she.
The same, you know how y'all love to hear Karen lie. This is how y'all get me with Mia.
That's why they sitting beside each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about how she cried about the fight?
Yeah, I feel like I felt Wendy for real. Like all the other stuff aside, like I 100% got where Wendy was coming from. Like when she said it took everything in me not to beat the shit out of you on camera. Like I understood that. I really understood that for real. Like I know that must have took like a lot because I don't know if I would have been able to stay on the trip. Yeah. Like if we being for real, like me in real life, if I was in that situation, I would not have been able to stay in Mexico because first of all, Mia would have her ass whooped that night. Like that night would not have ended without me putting my hands on her if that would have been me. So I get it. And it's just the fact that Mia still is not taking accountability for that drink. Like
you don't want to get hit. You don't want to get hit with a drink. Get your finger out my face.
Here you go with that. That does not.
I think she did, but right afterwards, Mia. We showed a clip, and this is the sort of thing that I say about emotionally kind of kidnapping us in a way, because there was a whole conversation where that Mia and Wendy had. We should have saw that conversation. That would make a world of difference of what we think about a situation.
And another thing was when they cut out with Robin, they only showed if you shut up or fight. But Robin said, "Look, you are not supposed to be fighting on this TV. Beat her ass off camera if you're gonna fight her. But don't do this here." So she was trying to protect Wendy.
And I feel like I hate when production
that's why I was saying it's emotionally kidnapping us because it makes us feel a type of way about something in reality. That's not what happened.
Right. I do agree because I was taking Robin.
They did that.
I was because they maybe felt like that wasn't important. They was trying to focus on Wendy and Mia little fiasco going back and forth with each other at the time. So I feel like they should have added that in there. They should have.
I think that could cause conflict. I don't think
it does, because I think that Mia. It's one thing to lose your cool. It's another thing to know you was wrong and to be able to say, "Girl, I messed up. I really shouldn't have did that. I really shouldn't have said that." But it also makes me wonder what was up with the scene that we did see when they get the impression that Mia only apologized to the group and not her. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what I was saying. It's manipulating. I don't
Girl,
like
Carly is on one talking about hoes don't apologize.
But my point is, she did. That does make a difference when because everybody lose they cool, right? I ain't the only one that you be like, girl, I'm the lost.
I know as a Capricorn woman, I have lost my cool and been very embarrassed.
And I say things. I have gotten to the point. I've gotten to an age where I feel like I can pretty much say what I want, but I also have gotten to the age where when people tell me I hurt their feelings or I'm doing something. Oh, babe, I'm sorry. Because especially when I ain't trying to be shady. And sometimes I'm just thinking I'm being me, but you can be offensive.
That's
so when
true.
people come to me and say, hey, I didn't like, you know what? This is how I felt.
Okay.
I don't have a problem. Look,
what are you talking about?
I don't have
so I'm sitting here. So do you think that her antagonizing Mia was wrong? Or do you think that she had every right to just come at her continuously? Talking about, because I mean, I feel like what Robin's saying is true. You keep getting in my face. You keep saying stuff about my husband to me. What if she would have fought her? What if she would have hit her? So that's another thing. If you're not going to fight, shut up. I agree with that.
At some point, when you see it's getting hyped. And that's the discernment that you have to have. And I'm going to be honest. That's what I saw with Robin when her and Wendy was going at it.
Because they got married. Robin just
put that thing up. You have to be able to have the discernment to be able to walk back the situation.
Speaking of Robin and fighting, this is a little bit off topic, but when we talk about colorism, if you think back to the season when Robin put the umbrella up to Monique's neck.
No, Monique did that to Robin.
Yeah, it was the other way around.
Oh, Monique was holding the umbrella up to
Robin's neck, and Robin was like, "What you going?" Like, she didn't back away.
Okay, she's the one that said, "Before I take this umbrella and what she said, choke you with it." Yeah.
So
and
I
that's
might be
what
reaching.
Then do it. Then do it. Then do it. That's what
I might be reaching here. But why didn't she jump on Robin?
Who, Monique? Because I agree. I don't know.
So, and I'm reaching, but I thought about this
she was
earlier.
concerned about her image.
When you think of it,
remember, they said she was overly concerned with her image. She was concerned about her image then.
Well, let's not even go down that rabbit hole.
Okay, so when you think of it, if you look at how quick she was to attack Candace,
you know why.
And but when Robin and the whole umbrella and Robin's good at getting up in people's face, she didn't do anything. So I'm reaching, but I definitely thought about this early. Is when you look at things from a colorism perspective, is it possible that she didn't go at Wendy because she knows because she felt that Robin was a green-eyed bandit and she'd probably get in trouble for attacking her?
No, because she knew Robin was about that life and Candace is not.
And do you think that was the only reason that she didn't do something?
That is the only reason, because you're going to fight somebody you can beat up. I ain't just going to go fight Debo, okay? I'm going to fight somebody at least I think I can beat up.
I don't know. I'm different because I'll slap anybody. So,
but see, we ain't got no hospital bills for you, so I can't be paying your medical bills. Don't be fighting people you can't beat up.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't know you can't. I mean, I'm not going in. I'm never gonna be in a situation where I think that I'm gonna get beat up. Like, baby, I'll slap you. Now, if you beat me up, then kudos to you. But baby, don't think that I'm gonna be like afraid of you. No.
Well, I don't think that Candace thought she was going to get jumped on.
No,
I really don't. I wasn't trying to relive that. It just really made me think, because Carlos was talking about how Wendy, Candace, and Monique were all isolated. Whatever happened to them, it was all put in different light. It's like, who's isolating them? Is it possible? Possible that in this particular situation that Monique isolated herself because
they did.
She didn't have a care in the world about Candace.
They did isolate Monique. They did isolate Monique.
Well, it wasn't just Monique. Everybody got isolated. And if you think about it, in that season, Monique had the conversation and led the challenge to try and isolate Candace.
She did. She said we're going to ice her out. In the very beginning, she wanted to ice Candace out, and she got iced out. But I want to talk about... damn, I lost Dory. I lost it. Damn, it was good, too.
Yeah. So you see, does that make sense?
Okay, I got it back, Kelly. I got it.
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
feel like this. Okay, because we're on Wendy. So at this thing in Miami, the people who were on Wendy's side, none of them never said, "I'm not going to this Mia's dinner. I'm not going to this sitting on the beach." They all still partied with Mia without Wendy.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, if I'm ride or die for somebody, I'm gonna go hang with Wendy. Why did they continue to stay with this group of people who they felt like is isolating Wendy?
Probably
they
film time.
Isolation.
Film time.
Yeah,
probably.
I would think that it's because of the paycheck.
But if the friendship ain't as important as the paycheck,
I don't think that. I don't think that that's the case.
You don't?
Because he's right in this regard. Wendy stayed in Miami. They could have still had separate things. Right. It don't matter if you on screen 2 minutes or the whole time. They still would have just been filming two different things, which would have been
maybe producers had something to do with it.
Something happened because
I think you kind of get. I do think it's some truth in what Wendy said when Wendy said she only went and talked to her in the room because so you can move forward with the group.
I love that. I love that.
I will admit,
nobody wasn't gonna film with her. That's why.
But that's also why Candace
that may be true, but it's not just about
that.
You don't want to make a whole season. That was actually really smart on her case because you don't want this whole thing to become a thing.
Right. Like the Monique version.
Yeah, you don't want that. I'm with her on that. Because you already know they had enough footage to at least stretch it 2 episodes. Possibly 3. So you understand what I'm saying? I just think that was good of her.
That was very mature of her to do that. But I still feel
wish
like
we would see, and this is the problem that I have for real, and I keep going back to this. I wish we would see that in situations and not just at this. Yeah. Because what she did, I mean, would have I believe every emotion that she said.
It did hurt. I don't like to see people cry, so I really did feel like she was kind of hurt.
I just didn't understand.
I'm sure she was,
and
I didn't understand why.
Like her, that made her kind of hurt her feelings too, because it's something to know somebody don't like you, but when they say it on national TV, I think that was kind of like.
I thought that was.
I think this is her fault. Somebody keeps saying, they say it's been so long. Why don't they like each other? Like
I said that last week.
I don't even remember why.
I think it was Kelly that asked.
Oh, what?
But I did ask that last week. But I mean, it's true. And then Giselle doubled down, and because I don't like her, and I thought, okay, here we go.
So I have a question about this because I feel the same way.
I do believe that. I do believe the onus is on her.
But I do feel like if you don't like somebody, do you care what happens to them normally, or is this?
No, you don't.
So why are people up in arms about this? Because like I said, people didn't like Kenya. They was happy that Portia drug her. People didn't like Candace. They was happy that Monique beat her down at the barn. So if they're feeling this way, why can't Giselle be like, I don't care. I don't like her because she's doing what y'all doing.
They feel like Giselle took such a strong stance in episode 5 against Monique and against violence. Yes. They feel like at this point it's kind of hypocritical for her to feel different. I am one of those people that can see the balance, but I can also see where Giselle coming from. You can't compare grabbing nobody by the head, slamming their head on the table, and repeatedly beating them in the back of the head.
You sure can't.
The grip's so tight that 5 adult men could not pull her off of. And 2, somebody throwing a drink in your face.
And Andy minimized Candace getting beat up several times.
Heck of disrespectful.
One time he says, "What if you were to have getting beat up?" Basically, like she did beat up Andy. Yeah.
So
like this is, and I get both. I get the ends. I'm just like in any situation in real life. If it ain't no death situation, you don't get involved with people you don't like situation. Giselle played it cool, no different than Karen did.
But
and she's right. But for some reason, she's being vilified.
Let me tell you guys what Carlos said about Giselle. This is a good segue.
Okay, go ahead.
He says, this is almost verbatim. I was so disappointing in Giselle. How dare you say, okay, finally we can move on? How dare you?
Oh, I did not like that.
You didn't like that? And then Carlos said, you are the granddaughter of a civil rights activist. Your name holds weight in the community of activism. How disrespectful, Giselle, was that your ancestors are looking at you. Let's move on. Let's talk about it. And you didn't want to do that, basically. So he was pissed at Giselle, and that's a little bit of why.
No, he's talking about her hysterectomy of all things.
No, they talking about the colorism.
She said, "Let's move on the colorism."
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No,
she basically she did.
Yeah, no, you need to.
No, she said we went high.
Wait a minute, I remember it was Bird. She was like that.
And she basically was like, "Let's get back to the low. Like, let's move on from there."
Everybody said that they was laughing. It was like Michelle Obama's watching. That
was a joke.
They did.
Sensitively.
I mean, that ain't, if they trying to be serious. I mean, I don't know. That's just poor choice of words.
Though it wasn't just
poor choice of words. She's the only ones that said that.
Yeah.
No, even Candace said.
Well, no, I mean,
and Candace said in this segment, they participated in
and after she said in this segment, Giselle was basically like, "Let's."
That's an insertion that
hurrying
we going
to get back to the low. She basically was
like, "Brought that on." Y'all just don't like Giselle. Anything this lady do, y'all not gonna like. Because that right there was just a normal progression of talk. And Carlos can't talk because just because you're in the civil rights movement don't mean you got to love everybody and like everybody. You just don't. So, I mean.
And that's, I guess, moving on.
And he sit there and let Portia, he carried down Portia after she beat up Kenya. But you
she didn't beat Kenya up. She just tugged at her hair. She didn't beat Kenya.
So she tugged her hair. Well, she just got a drink thrown in her face then. Then Wendy just got a drink thrown in her face. If just tugging her hair is just tugging her hair.
Wait a minute.
I'm saying I wouldn't say that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't.
Did Demetrio just say that Candace didn't get beat up? She just got her hair tugged?
No, Kenya.
Kenya didn't.
No, I don't feel like Kenya got beat up. Like she just got snatched by the hair. That's all.
And Wendy just got a drink thrown in her face then.
There you go. Thank you.
Moving on.
But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't use the words like Portia, like, beat her up, like, versus when she fought Jamie and Adam.
I know
like,
what
Portia
you're saying,
beat Jamie up.
I get you because she didn't hit no blows. She
didn't
punch her.
She drugged that girl.
She literally drugged her. Literally
drug all over the place.
But getting beat up though, she got dragged.
No, I know what you saying.
Okay, thank you, Joy. Thank you, Joy.
Those concrete floors.
She didn't get beat up, but she did get dragged.
She got assaulted. Want me to say assaulted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can paraphrase it however you want to paraphrase it. I was just saying that's how I felt about it. Kenya didn't get beat up. Did she get drugged across the ground?
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't feel like she got like beat up though. Like I didn't think
he still ran to Portia. He didn't run to Kenya.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, Carla said
he carried her ass like the bodyguard.
Picked her up, had Nene hand her house. I mean, they went in to support Portia and not Kenya.
So he can't talk about this. That's what makes me mad. You can't talk about it, be about it. You gotta be equal.
Right.
I heard that much.
Yes,
thank you.
Get beat up. I thought
Mariah and Toya.
I got worked up because I
wasn't even like that. Wasn't I don't know. Like that wasn't really
Mariah.
Beat up.
Yeah, like that wasn't really a fight. Because if you want to be for real, neither one of them can fight to me. So
how much did the purse weigh? Because that's what she was swinging with.
Right. That was her mama, wasn't it? Her mama.
Yeah. Oh, her mom did too.
Well, no, she did hit Toya with the purse.
She hit Toya with that purse, baby.
That's
okay, let's move on. We're gonna stay on topic. I'm trying to keep us on topic. Okay. Fucking for lobsters, but at least Mia admitted it. And y'all think that that Mia's lying, so we offer that.
Yeah, she ain't, girl. No.
We think she's lying that she weren't doing stuff
that Peter and Wendy got it on. I don't think you were here.
No, I don't
know. I ain't seen not one tweet about that. Nobody
acknowledged it at all.
I was disappointed in Mia for that, honestly, because you had already apologized. It appeared sincere, even though we know you like to lie. I mean, she don't lie as much as Karen, but we know you like to lie. So when Wendy came and said you really hurt me, I would have loved to have her just come out and say, again, I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry.
But then to say, well, what about Peter's cookies? I'm like, well,
that was.
What does that have to do with
anything? They cut that
that's
or
what
something.
She went. Yeah,
because it didn't make sense. It just seemed like all this time later, you say, "Girl, I was tripping." Like that seemed like that would have been a normal thing to say.
But she said
so we could at least
she was sorry. She would never feel like she would do that.
Yeah.
But then when they get to the reunion, do y'all think that?
I wonder if she's being tough or is she acting a little? Or
she's
trying to secure her seat for next week.
Yeah, she's trying to be I feel like everybody should come back. What do y'all think?
She has a really sweet side there. I mean, I think she's being tough because she can be tough. But I think Wendy has a sweet side, especially today when she said she had to raise the brown girl, her daughter, and I just heard the
Mia, Giselle said me too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Wendy can be very sweet. Can't we all?
I'm gonna say this. I don't think none of them are colorists. I just feel sometimes the way that they handle situations in the group, like example, basically when Andy pointed out how basically when Giselle was like, well, I don't like her. So basically she was saying she didn't care about her getting a drink thrown on her. But he was like, she said, that's just like what you saying that Chris did made you feel some type of way. And she's saying that made her feel a type of way. Those type of things are instances where it may come off as if like colorism is in the group.
Why would that be colorism?
No, I'm not saying that it is. Oh, okay. I'm saying that when instances like that happen, it can come off as like, the lighter skinned people are getting treated a little differently than the dark skinned girls. Like basically when people say Candace's mouth is volatile and she does this and she goes too far, but yet Giselle and Karen them can say the exact same stuff and it not be it's funny, it's shady. Is this, is that, like, it's received way differently than when Candace cuts somebody out, but Karen can do the same thing.
I think
that she's old.
It is. If for one, Karen is a senior citizen.
Okay, Ashley can do the same thing, and it's still received differently.
Let me ask you a question. Do you really think? Well, I can't ask you. You ain't fair. Do you really think that Giselle is really a HO from Hampton?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know because that's what people do in college. So I don't know.
She was. Do it, girl.
Do you really think she has a venereal disease?
No.
Do you really think that she went to presumably jail or maybe she went a mental institution? I don't know.
It's possible. I don't know. I'm not.
My point is, that to me, just like when Mia spews out things, I don't believe nothing she says. Sometimes Karen will say something, we'll laugh about it.
Oh,
I don't think people really think it's true.
So I
don't think anybody really thinks this girl has a venereal. That's what a hot box is allegedly.
Well, Chris talked about that because, and I get all his notifications. So he said,
you get Chris's notifications.
Y'all got mad, and Candace was saying dwindling uterus. But it's okay for somebody to talk about somebody's vagina. This was all about Karen, and I'm surprised Karen didn't get mad. Saying somebody got an STI and saying somebody went to a mental institution. But
that's another instance of why it can come off as colorism in the group because of stuff like that.
Really because of Karen, and I don't know if you all have noticed this that Giselle doesn't give any life to that sort of thing. So there was no phone call. Can you believe she said those things about me? Oh! There was none of that.
We know Candace called Andy.
She will see it. I think sometimes she be smiling like that's gonna play well on TV, and then she lets it go. Never mentions it again. It's kind of like Candace when how Candace handled the whole Deborah setup. Candace didn't give it life. When you don't give it life, it don't go past that episode.
Well, that's because she saw what she looked like.
So Deborah.
But y'all,
oh my
and that's
goodness,
not shade on her, but she saw what she looked like, and the first thing she thought was Disney. And so
no,
she
she
couldn't
said
be mad. She's like, let me just ignore that.
So you really think that's why Candace didn't give it no life because she thought Devil was ugly?
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean,
oh
people saw her was ugly
Come
or
on.
not, because you could think, look at his ex-wife, and she might not be attractive to you, but at some point he found her attractive.
Yeah, but no, I'm not.
You
She's
can
not ugly
never
to me
gauge
at all.
that.
That
And
was
I
not
always
ugly.
say that married men always cheat with ugly women anyway. So
I don't think she's ugly. I think
no.
she's a beautiful girl, but she looks like a Disney character, and I don't think Candace was concerned. I really don't. I don't.
I think she needs to get her eyebrows threaded, and she would be great.
Send her the number for you.
I'm gonna send it to my person because I got them. So.
And redid her eyebrows. You know how you can digital.
I mean, it's
like, look,
changing thing.
Look, and they had the side by side picture that they did it all. They was like, and she
and
did.
Somebody said it to me, was like, "Do you think about getting your eyebrows threaded?" I was like, "No." Then I did, and I was like, "I see."
You had a unibrow.
No, they're just very thick like hers, like Deborah. She has those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said though, as far as like, it's not. I don't feel like anyone is colorist. Like I said, I just feel like instances in the group with how they handle certain people, it comes off like that. Because even going back to like, I don't even remember where they were at, but they had on all white, and Candace got to arguing with Ashley, and immediately they all jumped to Ashley's defense. Candace, you're being aggressive, all of the other stuff, and it's just like, well, damn, Ashley, the one that started the damn argument. How y'all gonna call this woman aggressive? Like, it's just stuff like that can come off that way.
Is this in your head?
No,
I don't
it
know
literally
which one
was
she's talking about. Where was
it's from like when Candace like first came on.
Okay.
Yes, they was at an all-white event. They all had on all white. Candace had on a little turban. If I can go find it, I will send it to you guys later. Like I remember, and Candace was going off on Ashley, and they all literally jumped on her. And it's just like, Ashley started that. Like, what the fuck?
But maybe is it because she was new? Because they hard on the new people.
I think she had at least, this either was her first or second season.
Okay.
So this was either season 3 or 4. I'm gonna find it for y'all and I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, let me know. Okay.
If it was 4, they were beefing that whole season.
Let's talk about colorism since we're talking about it. I don't think they gave it enough time, and I feel like they should have. If they are going to do a segment on colorism, which I don't know if Bravo should because they can't change anything, but don't you think they should include like the Shaws of Sunset, Family Karma? Because it's not just within Black people.
It's not, but within that ensemble cast, it's all Black people. Yeah. So I think
I feel like it was enough
before they bring in. But I also think that there's no way in the world that anybody should expect. I don't care if you gave it 2 minutes or 60 minutes. Nobody should expect one episode of the reunion to fix colorism. Nobody. So, and that was something that really made Carlos mad because they only gave it 2 minutes. First of all, this is not the first time the topic has come up. It came up before because Ashley talked about it before, Joy. And I remember you and I got into a dinner's here. You and I got into a disagreement about that once.
It was nice to hear Ashley say what she was saying.
Why is that? Can somebody explain that to me?
What happened?
Because
she was going to get her dinner.
When we're dealing with colorism, and I was watching Candace, and she became emotional, and she was happy for that acknowledgement. I was trying to relate it to something in my head, like, prejudices amongst other races, and them acknowledging that slavery existed or whatever. To me, that wouldn't be a bit, or that white people were wrong. I don't know. I was trying to relate it to something because I guess I'm brown, but I don't. People have to point certain things out to me unless it's blatant, because I don't think it's things that I think that I'm conscious of, but I don't have a conspiratorial like mind. So I'm not, although I can't overthink things, I don't overthink things in the negative.
So do you think that's what Candace is doing? Is that what you're saying?
I think that Candace may have some self-hatred issues.
So do you think that
And
Candace
I think that Candace, while it is true that there is some light-skin privilege, and just like there is pretty privilege, or tiny cute privilege, because she has her own privileges. They're famous privileges. You know what I mean? I think that Candace appears to be a little bit more insecure than she wants to admit. And I think that she may have some issues with lighter skinned women, because she stood on that stage, or the episode that we saw, saying that she don't think that the cast is colorist. Yes, she's been talking about it. She's been tweeting about it, retweeting people's stuff. Candace is keeping this narrative going. And I didn't even understand her comment. I thought what Giselle said was a good point. But I think when Giselle has said, what does colorism have to do with, when Candace said something about her being a crybaby. And so Giselle was like, what does that have to do with it? Candace was trying to avoid, I think, the word aggressive. Because that's the kind of behavior that she was describing with Robin. With Robin going into Ashley's thing and putting her finger in her face. She didn't want to say that word, though. And I think that's what was missing. But Giselle asked her a legit question when she said, what does that have to do with one another? Because I'm like, Candy on Housewives of Atlanta used to cry every episode. Nobody ever called her aggressive. It has nothing to do with fighting.
That's not. Now,
emotions and being emotional is actually associated in the realm of colorism with light-skinned women. It's literally called, not the jilted mulatto, but the something mulatto. It's a word that goes along. Not the jilted mulatto. It's called something like that. And anyway, that's associated with being, the whole thing is something happened when they were younger, and so they're always crying. So they're more frail of the Negro. What is that word?
Yeah.
It's not jilted.
Well, see, another thing I want to say, though, I will say this: as a Black community, we are hard on people. We are hard on our people when we cry. We feel like Black women have to be strong. So when like Sutton cries, or Cal cries, or Brandy from Real Housewives of Dallas cry, everybody coddled them. All their castmates ran after them. With us, it's different. So I don't think it has anything to do with colorism. I don't understand where her correlation was with that, and maybe somebody else can.
Kyle just irks my nerves. Please don't bring
to perpetuate these stereotypes by always. We're now beaming up the trope of being an independent strong Black woman. We push up that now trope to the point where that's all they expect you to be, is strong. You can't be soft. You can't cry. You can't be weak, because that's where we done now played into our own stereotype.
Yeah, we did. And I don't know. I don't think that and I was happy that Candace said that she didn't think any colorism was within the group. I don't think it's within the group. I think it's within the people watching the show. Absolutely. They can be and it's on both ways, because they would call Robin and Giselle them blue-eyed devils
all day.
Them light-skinned hoes in a minute.
Yeah, and so I used to think it was colorism on the show, but it changed. I think after that one, we had a call before about colorism.
We did.
It was after that, just talking to you guys. I don't think that there's colorism anymore, but I definitely used to.
But do you think the viewers?
Yes, the viewers.
Yeah, I think the view. I think it's like I said, the way that certain things play out in the group would be normal if any cameras or anything wasn't around. But because there's cameras and viewers, it comes off like that when the light skinned women don't get as much flack for doing the same thing that the darker skinned women do.
Well, explain that to me, because Giselle gets flack for every damn thing. She competes.
Nobody gets more flack than her.
So it's maybe Karen doesn't. She's the only one that I feel like
the issue. I keep
Karen don't never get no
but
flack.
Everybody else gets flack.
All
of them get flack.
Think that.
I mean, we say that Giselle is messy and that she be starring stuff and stuff like that, but like I said, if Giselle hauled off and cut somebody the fuck out, they would talk about it, but they wouldn't call Giselle all those names that they would call Wendy.
That would also be out of her character.
Yeah, it would.
But you have to, let's put things in context, because they also call Robin aggressive all the time. As a matter of fact, they say that she's so aggressive, half of Twitter don't even call her Robin, they call her Rob. Because they say that
Karen, I think
she got male energy. Let's be honest. So this ain't just that in. I've been hearing that kind of crap for years. But half of Twitter don't even call her Robin. I'm surprised Rob ain't trending on Twitter.
Yeah. I don't know. I do feel like colorism exists. We're not saying that. But I do feel like on this cast, if they don't like you, they don't like you. If they like you, they do.
Exactly.
It's not about
now, if you want to talk about why is it that the darker skinned girls tend to get more hate, that may have even be a conversation. Yeah. That's a legitimate conversation. But if you I think
that's what they be trying to do, is have that conversation.
But if you can't be direct, then you can't be articulate.
But I'm trying to remember. This was Dory's syndrome.
That's why it's got lost in the cry baby comment.
Kelly, what was you gonna say?
Because she's not being direct. She did not want to say the word aggressive. I'm totally convinced of that.
Okay, what you guys
do you guys think?
What's the point of having a conversation?
Joy.
No, it's okay, because I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I really am Dory. I'm gonna forget.
We gonna forget.
Okay, so do you guys think that Dory. Oh shit.
I don't know. She forgot. Let's see what else I got on colorism. Do y'all want to say anything else about colorism? Or
no, move on.
Oh, okay. I remember. Do you guys think Andy should have left the stage and let them talk about it since he's a white man? He shouldn't have been on the stage?
No, because I feel like white people need to be uncomfortable conversations need to be happening with everybody. And if he's over this group of women or whatever, he needs to understand the perspective of where they're coming from. He may not understand it, but at least sit in the room and hear it. That doesn't mean he don't need to chime in. No, I will say that. No.
Okay, I agree with that. Carlos King thinks that the girl should have said to him, we appreciate this platform. Please leave the stage and let us black girls have our conversation.
He would have just been behind the camera.
What the hell?
Right.
Like how he
what would have been the difference?
He gave up his chair for Nicki Minaj.
He gonna be the Wizard of Oz behind the damn curtain?
Yes. What so Carlos is like, that's one suggestion that he had. He just thought it was all wrong.
All right. Anyway, we're moving on. What do y'all think? Okay, the only thing I have left is Jacqueline. Was this the first time of her seeing Mia? I think that's crazy. So their friendship is really over.
First of all, she looked absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said when they were doing their looks at the beginning, I thought she looked the prettiest in her picture of all of them.
Me too.
She looked so pretty.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So
it bears well on camera.
But other than that, is there anything that happened that we missed? Because I can't remember.
No, we literally talked about everything.
We did good, and we did it in an hour, y'all. So we're gonna let people come on. We're gonna one at a time. 5 minutes is all you getting, if that. And then we're gonna
because Jacqueline, we really gotta kind of really wait till next week, I feel, to just dive into it. Like I said, I feel like Mia just turned on her friend. Like, to be honest with you, I feel like she seen those girls starting to like Jacqueline, and she felt like Jacqueline was
had the girl at a party, her birthday party or Christmas party or something.
Jacqueline, I think, was just with Deborah and Ashley too. So I don't know what's going on with that, but she was just at a party that they had.
Girl, I just thought about that. They ain't even talk about Candace against Ashley. How we gonna do all of this in one episode?
Listen, and I really want to talk about that too, because I love the way Candace let Ashley have it at that little thing. But I feel like, what is there to talk about? At the end of the day, we already know what we already know. Their friendship will continue to suffer because Ashley is a messy bitch.
Hey, can I just read before we get started with hi Tori and everybody? Can I just read a few things that stick out to me about Carlos' call? In case
Go ahead.
Okay, so he said, first of all, I told you how it started off. He was very upset. He was very angry, very disappointed. He said, and he doesn't care who likes him or not. He was speaking to the fans, the staff, Bravo, his team, all of the housewives. He's like, I don't give a crap. He says, my money is long and I don't care what. Y'all can unfollow me if you want to. That's how angry he was about it.
I can't stand him.
Huh?
I don't like him.
So we talked about the 2 minutes was a little short. Okay, guys, blah, blah, blah. I don't care who I offend. I told you guys that. I'll eat. Yeah, he even said, because he used the F word many times on his call, but he says, and you're not supposed to curse on YouTube anymore, but my money is long and I'll just take that hit. I'll pay that because I am pissed off, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was he sober?
And then he cried a lot at the end. And
I was supposed to cry. I was supposed to cry. Shit, I forget.
What was he crying?
I thought Kelly was gonna cry.
Okay, he was crying because he got to talking about his producer, and he got to talking about the Bell Collective and how the depression and the colorism and the suicide, they didn't have enough time on his shows, but the producers were like, these are important topics. Whether we have time or not, we are going to talk about it. So he appreciated that. He respected that. He was all tears and emotional because he had the support that, obviously he didn't get at Bravo. Let me see.
I can't stand him. Okay, so I just read this. They felt like Wendy was being condescending when Robin said our podcast is doing great. And before we started the podcast, I had never listened to one. And Wendy said that's not wise. Was that being condescending, or was it just
Wendy was born condescending?
To me, that's her issue. Like, right. if you want to feel like you are above people, and that's fine. If you think you above all these women or beneath you, why would you want to be around them? Because that's really she's snobbish.
So another person
I don't think that was the issue. I just think she was just being shady because she really don't like Robin like that. Just like every time Wendy was saying something, Giselle had something to say under her breath. I mean, that's just what it is. They just messy.
So somebody else said, well, Candace says her parents still take care of her. Should her husband be doing that? I'm just reading what some comments I've read. What do y'all think?
That's not current, is it? That's not anything current.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
Yeah, she's locked and loaded, busy. I bet she ain't had to have a dime from her mama lately.
And even if it was, so what?
Exactly.
I agree with that. So what? But as long as your mom ain't controlling.
What you said though, Montanique, I wanted to say this, but I wanted to let Kelly talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Back to Candace and Ashley. At the end of the day, Candace is messy too, but every time that their friendship falls apart is because of Ashley.
That's true.
It really is. Candy is don't get me wrong. I know she's shady as hell and all that, but she seems to really care about her friendships. And she seems to want to be bubbly with everybody. She's given Ashley 2-3 different chances, and Ashley has just proven Ashley don't want to be her friend. Not that I see.
Over and over again, she didn't gave her so many chances.
Ashley wants to be cool with her, but I think she wants to be okay with her. But like real, I don't think that every time Ashley gets an opportunity to prove that she wants to be Candace's friend, she just does the opposite. And that's really the issue. It's like, I think they could be okay, but if you put her against anybody, she just not gonna it's not gonna fare well for Candace.
Do you think it's because of how vocal Candace is about Michael?
Definitely. They have no respect.
Definitely.
I mean, hands down, she does not have respect for Mia or Ashley. How she talks about them is like in a very promiscuous, y'all
But again, though, that's Ashley's fault, though. Just like this season, Candace wanted to be Ashley's friend, but Ashley just can't help but to be Ashley. Like
I didn't argue. I said that.
We agree.
I don't think
now,
that
Carla.
I agree with that.
Carla said Candace ain't nobody's friend.
Candace is. She's. I mean, just following her. She's probably one of the nicest housewives ever. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably don't think that at all, but she seems really nice to me.
I just feel like Candace just, when she gets into it with people, because let's be for real.
What you talking about?
Even though I have not been the biggest Candace fan over the years, she most of the time don't really start her like beefs. It be the other person. I can say that.
The problem I think with also Candace is Candace don't match energy. She escalated. Like sometimes somebody can come with me with your mama, your daddy. There's match energy, and then it's your dead auntie who lost her toe in the Civil War. Like she comes to, she don't match energy. She excels it to the point where she end up being the more aggressive person, even though she didn't start it. That's really it. Like that's really the issue. I can sit up here and say, girl, I don't like that. And
but you know the result.
Her feelings was hurt. So I done went from not liking what you got on
me and
or what you look like today to you hurting my feelings. Now I may have pinched yours, but you stabbed me.
Yeah, but we all know the result to that. Don't come at Candy if you can't handle how she's gonna come back at you.
But then I always say I wouldn't talk to her. Like, I'm not talking to her.
Yes.
There it is. I'm not talking to you.
And they tried to ice her out and they failed. So I'm just
Because even nigga said, even this season, when she cussed Ashley out, it's just like
y'all know what that meant. Y'all do know that's not what ice out meant. They were trying. Go ahead. That's not what they meant. No, that's not what they meant. When they were talking about
George just be talking.
I thought y'all stopped.
No, he's going.
I was saying that in the argument that they had early, it's just like even then, like Candace had every right to go the fuck off on Ashley. Like, you are a vindictive bitch. You are. Like, you couldn't wait to do this. And it made it even worse because Ashley was like, it doesn't feel good when the pendulum is swinging the other way, huh? Laughing at like something funny. No, it's not funny. It's not. And that's why Candace said, she knew not to trust Ashley, but she went against a better judgment. And look where they at now.
Well, I'm
where they always end up at.
So do y'all think that Candace fandom, that she got a little bit? It's not a lot because people still don't like her, but she got more than she used to. Because if you go against Giselle, you're gonna get some fans. But and I thought she was gonna be first chair because that's how Wendy got it. But do you think with the Ultimate Girls Trip, if she get into it with Portia, do you think people
I don't think she's gonna get into it with Portia?
I said if.
She actually said that she had got along with her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she just called her out about that, which I think she was speaking for the people. We all wanted
attitude. You know her.
I mean, but this is a little different. I think we all wanted to say that to Portia.
We all want to know what Giselle. Okay. She asked the questions that
as far as I'm concerned, Portia was exonerated the second that girl started showing. And I'm just going to leave it at that because essentially we can call Simon.
Portia don't need to be exonerated. She just needs to wait until the divorce is final.
Wait a minute. When Simon first released that tweet and told what happened in detail, everything Simon said came true because he's the one that said, remember, he was tweeting first, my wife, her, I thought that she was cheating and he released the video. Simon was acting real petty at first, filing out in the street.
Yeah.
Now we know why, maybe.
Well, I'm gonna just say this: if your rich man
he wasn't lying.
Ever get a divorce, get in his DMs like Portia did immediately and say, "How you doing?" Because that's how she got Simon.
Because real talk, she was cheating on him. So
she was not cheating on him.
Doing,
you can skip over that pool party all you want, but that we knew something was going on at that event. She wasn't cheating on him. It was always the other way around. And even once they announced their relationship, what did he do? He had the little cute blonde girl that he was messing around with. Portia hurried up and made him stop that. But come on, the man's a cheater. It is what it is. He said he's from a world that has 50, 60, 70, 10 wives. I mean, you know.
Portia said not today. Okay, Sandy want to come in, and then I guess we're going to get off. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Sandy.
It's good to see and hear y'all. I wanted to add a few things. Ashley is the bone collector. She is nobody's friend, but you got to give it to her. She adds energy, and she knows just when to bring certain things up on camera. That's where she excels, so she keeps things going. That's point number one. And point number two, I'm changing the subject with Mia. The fact that Mia knows her role, okay? She knows, she believes in threesomes. And she ain't about to change. She knows that that's what G is into, and she plays the role and she does it. Now, as far as why she didn't understand, she said she was bi-coastal. That was funny the way she brought that up, okay? And then she talked about she was in North Carolina. She had a house in North Augusta. Well, I live in North Augusta in South Carolina. Please tell me where the penthouse is, okay? But no.
Oh.
So I'm saying to myself, please tell me where the penthouse is, okay?
Oh.
So, and the fact that they move in from place to place to place is very telling. But Mia, I don't believe she's anybody's friend.
You don't believe Mia is?
No.
The way she's Jacqueline, you would think.
Mia knows that she's a businesswoman. Everything has a business transaction factored in, okay?
Right.
So if she got to have a third person or whatever, that's what she's going to do. But at least you have to give her credit. She knows what her man likes. She's not going to change midstream. So she's going to continue to give him what he needs. What y'all think about that?
Well, I mean, that's why we feel like we've talked about this with Ashley. Was it fair for her to stop giving Michael what he was used to?
It was fair. And they got a divorce. I mean, because if that's no longer what she wants to do, yes, y'all made an agreement and y'all are breaking that agreement. And so if the divorce comes from that, I mean, I get it though. She's a mother now. You know,
I get it.
I don't know many mothers that wants to just go out there three stopping or whatever.
I couldn't do it.
Three-stepping.
Wait a minute, child. Did Jacqueline say? I mean, not Jacqueline. Did Mia say last night that her and they had a 30-year friendship?
Yeah, 30 years.
Oh, yeah. And so the age.
And did she also say
45.
that she was 15?
Yeah. I do see me. She 40, yeah. So Mia, this was Joy sent this. Jacqueline, let's talk about your unhinged. Send in the group chat. Look at that. Look at everybody's face.
Talking about my house in foreclosure, you need to worry about food stamps. What's that about when your family business is all of the shambles?
Oh, Jacqueline came out swinging.
I hope her and Candace like they had on the same
on the show. I really hope this is a ploy.
I like the two tones.
Yeah, is there anything else, y'all?
I can't wait till next week till it comes out.
We're not gonna talk about these new rumors.
Yeah,
okay,
which
let's
one?
do it.
Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, the fact is,
so there's a picture going around of Juan with sitting next to
my goodness,
the lady. Somebody claims that they took this picture in a laundromat. And they said that right before they took the picture, they were hugging. I think I got it right. So I guess they're trying to say that Juan is cheating on Robin with this woman, but this woman is on his staff, right? What is her title?
She is the director of basketball operations. Okay. I feel so bad for this lady because they done got all kind of pictures out. I ain't. Well.
What do y'all think? Do y'all think there's any truth? Because we're just talking. You think there's any truth to these rumors, or is somebody just taking a picture of somebody in the laundromat?
Because they weren't doing anything wrong in the picture. They were just sitting next to each other in the picture. And it looked like he was leaned in looking at his phone or her phone or something. And she was looking up. But over the week, they were on a 3-city run or something. So they didn't know what they were washing in this laundromat. But
I think they were watching the uniforms, right? Wouldn't you think?
I have no idea. They were in official gear. Both of them had on cotton stuff. Yeah.
Hotels have laundry rooms. I mean, some of the better ones. So,
and they have a service right away. You can get it right back.
This wasn't a hotel. She made.
I know
that's
what I'm saying. If they were traveling,
it was a laundromat.
Well, I know. But if they were traveling and stayed in a hotel, some hotels have a laundromat there. They would not have to go out. That's what
it's per item. They would do it's per item.
So what does that mean?
But so that means that they have to pay more if it's a whole team.
Way more expensive for a whole team.
I don't know. Yeah,
it's not per item though. They have some of them have washing machines and dryers.
I know. Oh, I know what you're saying. Where you can. But some do. Yeah. Well, but I guess if it's a long-term one, but not general hotels, you have to pay per item.
So is Juan not able to take a photo with another woman ever, or
never again? Never.
He can't be that close.
I hope she come back next season. Y'all see that quote? You know, people been freeze framing that and taking a picture with Robin said, "Everything we do should be on camera."
Right.
Yes. Robin, you know, she means well.
It was the audacity of her saying that for me.
She wasn't thinking about her situation. You know, she means well.
That's the problem.
I was just gonna say, of course,
that's the problem.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the problem.
What day is it? Because Tuesday is free dry and fabric softener. If you don't stop, Carla's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if Juan is cheating, Robin has accepted this life. So,
I agree with that.
You know,
and it's been going on for a while, so she's learned to live with it. But you know, she doesn't cover very well, so she doesn't make sure that her back and front matches. Okay, and she gets easily tripped up and caught up in a lie. You know, so like for example,
Juan needs to stop being with other women that close. Like, doesn't he have some kind of obligation in this to cover?
He's done this for years. This didn't just begin. Okay, you teach people how to treat you by the things that you allow them to do to you. So he taught him it's okay, and she'll still be there in the pocket. Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Well,
I believe he still won't. I believe he's just staying because of Robin's extra income from the show,
the kids, right?
And his income. I mean, it sounds like he's making pretty good money too. So
that's why I said the extra income. You know, her from the show.
Yeah, they have done a nice little turnaround.
Yeah. They get paid for Instagram posts and all of it. He isn't gonna leave her. And then they've been together so long.
She made $40,000 a month on Instagram.
Yeah. And I honestly think that's
we got to figure out how that plays
YouTube page.
What you say, Callie?
I honestly think Mel making that much money is why Carlos started doing his own YouTube thing, so he can get paid.
But he
said his money's long, so.
So do y'all feel like, and I know we talking about him a lot, do y'all feel like Carlos needs to stop talking about Bravo and focus on his own shows, or?
No, I mean,
Well, do you feel like someone needs to call HR, Karen? That's usually her thing. I mean, because does he sound like a disgruntled former employee?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I just feel like he just talks about the shows just like everybody else do. He just so happens
Oh
to
no,
used
no,
to work
no! You
for
ain't
him.
seen everybody else go online and cry weekly because of something that was done on a show you used to work on, and go and say how you could have done it better.
I mean, I guess
He
everybody
needs to
talk
stop.
about the show. He's no different than nobody else.
He is different. He's a producer. He is a
He
producer
doesn't
of
work for
reality
Bravo
TV shows.
anymore.
He
So
has
that
a
means he
lot of
can't talk
weight.
about it. That means he
I
can't
agree with that. He
talk
has a
about
He
the
lot
has
of
a
show.
lot of
pull.
weight.
So, of course, you should respect the fellow network, okay? And
Right.
there's certain things you just don't say, okay? I mean, so it's going to come back to bite you in the
Because
long run.
Andy would never, I promise you,
And
get
never
on
has talked
something
about it.
and
Yep.
talk about love and marriage Huntsville. Never.
Well, do
He
you
wouldn't.
see how steaming Andy is? If you see his presentation when he talks to Robin, does he look like he's happy?
Well, they said that he
Who?
addresses this on Bravo Andy. I don't listen
Oh.
to it. But he said,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if this is true, but this is what I'm saying, is what I
Mm.
heard. That he said she was not fired, that it was a little heated, but it was not what Media Takeout said.
Oh, really? Oh,
They
Who
said
okay.
said
that
that? Who said that,
But,
T?
on Bravo Andy. You know he has a radio on Sirius. He has Bravo
Oh.
Andy.
Yeah.
so
I
then,
don't listen to it, even though I have Sirius. I still don't listen to it. But that
so,
he said that it wasn't that serious.
so who do you think is the one person that didn't get a contract? Do you think it's Wendy or do you
But
think
the
it's Rob?
contracts shouldn't be out yet. They don't go out until reunion's over, right?
Well, they say they got their contracts. All these people say they got their contracts for the new season.
Who did?
So there's one
Yeah, I
person
seen
they
that
said
too.
didn't get one. So
Did
who
one
do
of
you
I
think?
seen
the
that.
girls say it, or is one of it like a blogger?
A blog. See.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard that Potomac's supposed to start back filming this March.
Well, if that's
Coming
the
up.
case, then everybody coming back because they ain't had time to find nobody else. When they start filming right back to back, most of the
Mhm.
time everybody's coming back.
And Huntsville starts in April.
Most of the time. Now I don't know, unless they've been trying to get people during the season. They
You know,
haven't had
that's
time to
most of the
recruit.
time what they really do, and they not bring the new person around to maybe a few episodes in anyway.
They're gonna have to. Well, I
Well,
want all the ladies to come back. I like everybody on Potomac. But we
I do
shall see.
too. It's
they
you
say
know.
the new show that's coming up for Love and Marriage Huntsville. The Vanessa gave an interview, and she said that it's going to be interesting and totally different. So I wonder how it's going to play out. Whether they're going to do. She said it's going to be similar to how it was with the comeback group.
So more business stuff.
Yeah. So
Well,
it'd
that's
be
good.
interesting to see. Do you think they'll do a spin-off with the Scots? They don't have enough going to hold down a series. That's the
I
only
don't
thing.
know.
Not that I don't see anything that will give them two shows even. I mean, two segments. No.
Okay, y'all. We've been on here an hour 30. So let me
Okay.
put up our stuff. Thank you, Sandy.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to
We
see you
miss
guys.
you. It's so good to
I
see
miss
you.
you too. Whenever I can jump in and whenever I see the flag that you send me, I'm a lady
Yeah.
with so many different hats. I'm doing this, that, and the other thing. But it's always,
Busy.
oh yeah, always, stuff like that. So
And
that's
Callie's little background has the different shades of chocolate. I didn't catch it, but she told me so.
Tick, I'm gonna get you.
I didn't catch it. I feel bad.
So
Okay.
I want to talk about Beverly Hills, but that you can end it. I just want.
Oh yeah.
to talk
Okay.
about
So
that
let me
a
do
little
this,
bit
and then
before
we'll talk
we-
about Beverly Hills. So because they are filming. Okay. Ooh, sorry.
Yeah.
And I pulled up a Beverly Hills thing. I have stuff in the thing. So scan this, everybody, to find out anything Chatter Up. We have Instagram, podcast, Twitter, all the social media that you can think of. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Y'all ready? Peace out. Peace.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. We'll be back Wednesday, maybe, for
Yeah.
Jersey.
For Jersey.
Okay. Wednesday, Jersey. I'm gonna try to watch it.